Everyone, welcome to the show. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested. Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So 26-year-old Marshall Neefe and 25-year-old Charles Smith are Pennsylvania friends. And in a November 4th, 2020 text conversation, Smith talked about the riots that would result if Trump won. And they agreed that they hoped the country would burn because it needed to be, quote, split up. And Neefe wrote to Smith, quote, "I'm getting ready to storm DC. Seriously, though, if Biden wins, there's a good chance I'll do something for the better of man." And in a December 9th Facebook comment regarding Facebook's new election post rules, Neefe wrote, quote, "If SCOTUS doesn't act, people are going to die. I hope this starts the war." Then on December 22nd, Smith wrote to Neefe and he said, quote, "The call to action was put out to be in DC on January 6th from the Don himself." Neefe replied, quote, "We going? 'Cause hot damn, son, I really want to crack some commie skulls." In additional messages sent on December 22nd, 23rd, and the 31st, Smith was urging other people to go to DC. He told some of them that he and Neefe were planning to affix flags to axe handles, quote, "so we can wave the flag, but also have a giant beating stick just in case." Then, over the course of December 25th and 26th, Smith and Neefe discussed bringing batons to DC, and Neefe sent Smith a photo which showed a wooden club that he made, and he captioned it, quote, "Now introducing the commie knocker," and, quote, "Getting prepped for the 6th, LOL, going to DC to make sure them little bitches don't burn down the city when Trump is announced as president." The following week, Smith encouraged a contact to join them in DC, and he said, quote, "Militias will be there, and if there's enough people, they may fucking storm the buildings and take out the trash right there." Smith then messaged Neefe and wrote, quote, "I can't wait for DC. If it's big enough, we should all just storm the buildings. Seriously, I was talking to my dad about how easy that would be with enough people." Then on January 3rd, Smith shared a photo of a knife in a private Facebook message, and he said, quote, "Got a K-bar knife today. It's the military killing knife. Just need a good one for DC." Then in a January 5th Facebook comment, Smith wrote, quote, "Sacrifice the Senate," and he wrote that with 6 exclamation points. On January 6th, Smith shared photos and videos that he took at the Capitol, including a video showing Neefe holding his wooden club. In another video, Smith said, quote, "We are literally storming the Capitol. The gate, the whole area is blocked off to the public. We're saying, fuck it. Sic semper tyrannis, bitch. Down with the tyrants." And in a message, Smith wrote, quote, "I stood back while Marshall went in to take a quick peek/piss. I had my brand new K-bar knife and a few nugs. Hell no." When the recipient asked if he entered the building, Smith replied, quote, "No, I'm not." And then he used the R word. He didn't say R word. He actually used the slur for people with disabilities. And then he said, quote, "I was the people crawling up the side of the building. I wasn't going to jail with my K-bar." Then in a video, Smith was seen yelling encouragement to others to keep Capitol doors shut so that officers couldn't get out to assist other officers who were in need. And both Neefe and Smith were seen on video assisting in the billboard attack on officers. This is where they picked up this massive, something like 10 by 15 metal frame sign. It had gigantic caster wheels the size of a human head, and they rammed it into a line of officers. Neefe was also seen on video entering the Capitol, and he ignored an officer's commands to leave the rotunda area. He also admitted that he pushed against police in a Capitol doorway. Following the attack, Smith posted on Facebook, and on January 6th and 7th, he wrote, quote, Got gas so many times. Shit is spicy, but the adrenaline high and wanting to get Pelosi and those fucks, it was bearable. And quote, we stormed the bitch. Marshall even went in a room and pissed. No bathroom, so ... We were front row getting tear gassed and hit/pushed. Made the child fucking politicians evacuate and escape out the tunnels underground. Some of those dudes would have hung them right then and there if they found them. I can't even explain how unbelievable that just was. If I would have known what I do now, I don't think I would have the balls, but no turning back when 1,000 people are behind you pushing. Later that night, Smith said in a Facebook message that it was too bad nobody found the politicians, and then he mocked them having to be evacuated, and he used a homosexual slur to describe them. In a subsequent message, he wrote that he was, quote, gassed like a dirty Jew, and that, quote, the time will come for some of them, but today's mission was successful. Remember how they said today was the final day and that Biden would be certified? Well, we literally chased them out into hiding. No certification, LOL. Pence cucked like we knew he would, but that was an unbelievable show of force, and it did its job. Peaceful protesters, guys. The following day, he wrote that we need more violence and uprisings, and he mused about everyone unifying in hating both parties. And he said, quote, maybe we can all join up and skin them alive. Then he sent a meme that read, quote, I'll fucking do it again. And Neefe also posted on social media. In a January 6th Facebook post, he said, in part, quote, then we heard the news on Pence and lost it. So we stormed. Glad to be a part. I'm bringing a gun next time. I don't even care. It's going to get even more violent. Today was pussy shit, dude. If I had it my way, every cop who hurled a baton or maced on us would be lined up and put down. We made sure they know we fucking own them. Later, Smith and Neefe discussed shaving their facial hair to avoid arrest. And in text messages to his mom, Neefe admitted that he deleted all of his social media accounts, and he told her, quote, smartphone goes away next. By January 13th, it seems, though, that reality was setting in, and Neefe admitted to Smith that he was scared. Likewise, Smith started to voice concerns about his actions, but he still claimed, quote, I didn't do anything illegal, all First Amendment shit, but what that turned into was too much. So Smith and Neefe were arrested on September 13th of last year. Neefe was charged with conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstructing an official proceeding, civil disorder, assaulting officers with a dangerous weapon, 2 counts of entering a restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, 2 counts of disorderly conduct in a restricted building or grounds with a dangerous or deadly weapon, physical violence in a restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds, physical violence on Capitol grounds, and parading in a Capitol building. Smith, on the other hand, was charged a little bit more lenient, but not much. He was hit with conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, civil disorder, assaulting officers with a dangerous weapon, 1 count of entering a restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, 1 count of disorderly conduct in a restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, 2 counts of impeding ingress and egress, physical violence in a restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds, and physical violence on Capitol grounds. Neefe pleaded guilty in May, and Smith pleaded guilty in June, both to the conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding charge, also assaulting officers. So they were each facing up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. However, the prosecutor asked for only 46 months in prison for Neefe and 44 months for Smith. They also asked for 3 years probation for each of them and a $2,000 restitution fee. The prosecutor said that although neither of them have a criminal history, they each have a history of substance abuse and they each own weapons. In addition, they've both talked about taking weapons to other Trump rallies, and Neefe's Facebook records show, quote, a disturbing history of extremist, racist, and anti-Semitic views coupled with violent rhetoric. In fact, the prosecutor said that in conversations between Neefe and Smith, they, quote, repeatedly spoke favorably of fascism, Nazism, and the possibility of civil war in the United States. So, for example, Smith messaged Neefe in December of 2020, and he said in part, quote, this wouldn't be happening if Germany won. I'm real close to liking full-blown fascism. Fascism is one of the most lied about political ideologies ever. And Neefe specifically talked of murdering commies and Black people. He also said that Senator Mitch McConnell needed a, quote, bullet in the head. So U.S. District Judge Royce Lamberth presided over this case. I couldn't locate details about the sentencing hearing, but he ended up sentencing both of these men to 41 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. Although it wasn't exactly what the prosecutor requested, I think it was pretty fair considering the sentences of other people who've committed similar violent crimes that day. Honestly, I mean, I would love to see everybody who is violent get 10 years, but that's just hasn't happened. So they've got to keep it more consistent. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.